Hello. Right, you can hear me? All right. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Very happy to be here. First time in Mumbai. Everything's going great. So my name is Leon, and I'm a strategic regional consultant based out of Singapore. So today I'm going to talk about empowering your business with artificial intelligence and intelligent automation. As of now, I understand I am the only thing standing between you and your next afternoon tea. So thank you very much for your time to be with me here for the next 20 minutes. I promise you I'll make things as interesting as possible. Okay. So for those of you who don't know us as Tungsten Automation, we are formerly known as Kofax. So we have actually been on the market for over 40 years. Right, we have more than 25,000 customers globally, where more than 6,000 of those customers are actually based in Asia. We have our customers, including 8 out of the 10 top global banks, in our customer group, and our technology is mature and also proven by the market. Our current strategy direction is, of course, AI, and everyone is talking about AI. I'm pretty sure most of you are actually getting sick and tired of hearing AI. But really, today I'm going to focus on how to utilize AI in the correct way. So actually, we are not introducing risks into our business. So according to market researchers, right, there are 35% of the customers are actually using AI in their organization already to gain business value and reduce operational cost. There are 42% of the people are on their way there, and there are more than 60% of the people are looking at increasing investment into this AI section in their organization. And in terms of the artificial intelligence landscape, right, artificial intelligence is not a new thing. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard about it. For example, machine learning. Machine learning is something here at Tungsten Automation we have introduced to the market more than 15 years ago, allowing us to train the engine to recognize the different types of document without having to write a single line of code. There's also, natural language processing, speech recognition. I'm sure you all have a Google or a Siri that you can talk to on your phone. So AI is not a new thing to us. But what is the hype? Why are we having such a big hype about AI on the market and everyone is talking about it? So that's because of the new kid on the block. That's the generative AI. So the main difference between generative AI and other AI technology is the accessibility to this technology, being able to talk to the engine through a friendly chat window and getting your answer back in plain language. Just make this technology so accessible so that everyone can start using it without spending much effort. And the best thing is we have seen significant advancement for this technology in the past 5 years. Let's look at a very interesting example. So this is the image we could generate back in February 2022, right? And I have a lot to say about this image. To be honest, I don't think this is a bad image. It's definitely a lot better than what I can draw myself with a pen and paper. But there are some room for improvement, of course. So let's fast forward to December 2023. Now, this is the image we can generate using exactly the same prompt, being a young soccer player, right? So in less than 24 months, we have advanced from this to that. And that is the speed generative AI technology is leaping forward. So if the technology is leaping forward so quickly, what is your strategy? What is our strategy to keep up with this technology? Or maybe the next best question is, where should we start? Right? It's a very good question because there are so many things we can do. But I would like to take a slightly different approach today. I would like to talk about where not to start, because it's very important. Do not let part of your business to go off and randomly play with AI, because random act of AI is not a digital transformation. As a matter of fact, right, if we don't put any control or governance over the usage of AI, we are actually introducing risk into our business. Now, I think I mentioned this to some of you that we already talked to earlier today. So imagine someone come to you and ask you, hey, based on what based on what, on the foundation, you choose to believe that piece of information given to you by a generative AI engine. Right? It's going to be a pretty difficult question to answer if we are not prepared. So what we should be doing? Here is our answer. Now focus on the business process you already have in your organization and make the usage of AI relevant and actionable to your business process. That's actually quite a mouthful. I'm surprised I said that without biting my tongue. But really, what does that mean? Right, let's have a look. Now, intelligent document processing is what you see on the screen, and this is what we do at best at Tungsten Automation, and this is also what we have been leading the market with here at Tungsten Automation. But when I say intelligent document processing, the term document can mean so many things, but most of the people will automatically think of a piece of paper. But really, a document can be so much more things, right? It can be a PDF document. It can be an email. It can be a web form. It can even be a picture you snapped on your cell phone. So really think of documents as a collection of media that's carrying your critical business information. So here at Tungsten Automation, what we can do is, regardless of what type of media or which channel that information is coming in, we will take them into our system and lift business critical information from those documents and starting to transform those unstructured data into structured data and start to make meaning of that information. We'll turn that information into valuable business insights so that information can start speaking for themselves to help users to make conscious decision. And after we have those business insights, we will pass that information for action, either automatically or it can help a user to make a decision quicker and easier. So that's the value of turning information into business insights. And we can leverage the power of generative AI to retrieve that information, to generate that information reliably and accurately. And I also want to quickly mention we have the capability of self-learning as well. So as we process more information through our engine, the engine can actually learn from it and keep improving itself. Right. But last but not the least, a system doesn't actually mean much if it does not work with your existing application. And that's why we have more than 200 out-of-the-box connectors allowing our system to effortlessly integrate with your application in your organization so that we can actually seamlessly integrate with your technology landscape. So that is actually a very high-level abstracted view of a business document processing model. Now let's have a look what this model look like in a real-life example. So today I'm using a lending process as an example, right? So I will not dive too deep into this particular process because borrowing money is not our focus today. But really at a high level, a lending process can be originated from multiple channels. And that step is usually followed by our customer sending in their supporting documentations. And then followed by someone will actually need to manually key in that information into a mid-office system. The documents need to be checked and verified to make sure they are the correct documentations. And probably even after that, internally within the bank, we will need to generate loan contract, and that contract needs to be signed by the customer. So I guess what I'm saying is, during this process, right, there are so many different things. So on the screen, you see the orange rectangles. These are manual activities, right? So the activities a user, a knowledge worker, needs to perform manually. And as you can imagine, that could be time-consuming. We also have the integration points where the information flow between multiple systems. And usually, for this particular activities in a traditional environment, this needs to be custom developed and also maintained for the life of the process. And we also have the rule engine. The rule engine is where we're making the decision based on, and the rule engine usually needs to be maintained, kept accessible and secure at the same time. So where I'm going to is, a very typical process could actually get quite complex very, very quickly. Now let's have a look at Tungsten Automation, how we can utilize our technology to help with this process. The first step is document AI. So document AI is the core technology helping us to lift that critical business information from our documents. We have the image pre-processing, allowing us to clean up the image before we even starting to read information from that image. If there's a coffee stain, if there's a folding mark, we'll try to remove that noise from the image before we process the image. Then we apply classification and extraction to lift those business critical information from the documents. Then we have the generative AI synergy. So we use generative AI to help our developers to set up the extraction rules, to set up the extraction engine quickly and easier so that we are actually offloading some of the burdens from our developers. But of course, we also utilize the generative AI's document summary capability to look at the information we extracted previously and turn them into valuable business insights. And now, once we have the business insights, that's where we can create a lot of possibilities. With the decisioning AI synergy, we can actually feed our business insight information into our decisioning engine. And the decisioning engine will be able to determine the next best action, either to be completed automatically or getting a user to do so and helping the user to do so easier and quicker. Right, so let's have a look at what the same process could look like after we have applied our Tungsten Automation technology to this. So again, I will not dive too deep into this new process, but really a few key points is a lot of the processes or steps can actually now be automated. The manual keying of the document information can now be automated. The document information can automatically be checked by our AI engine. And some of the manual tasks can be completed by our RPA engine capability. And the document can be signed remotely by a user, signed remotely by the correct user at the correct time. That's actually quite important. You want the right people to sign the document. And that is done through our digital signing technology. So with all that, if I am the knowledge worker, I now only need to look at the exceptions. Those are the things the AI engine cannot do for me. Those are the complex cases that require my professional knowledge to handle. So as a user, that's the best place to utilize my professional knowledge. Of course, and the outcome, there's a very long list of outcomes, but basically in summary, it's quicker, it's safer, it costs less, and as a senior leader in your organization, you actually gain valuable business insights so you know where your business is heading. And that's the true value we can provide with our Tungsten Automation technology. Okay, so I know I mentioned quite a few different terms. There are workflow, there's the RPA, there's the digital signing. So I think it's quite important for us to have a look our product portfolio. So I'm going to spend very less time just to very quickly go through our capability with you. Of course, our core value is to transform data into valuable business insights, and based on that, we can perform the correct next best action for the organization. Now, in the middle part of the screen, on the very left-hand side, we have our workflow capability, and that's our core product offering on the market. So there are 3 different products within this pillar, being Total Agility, which is our workflow engine. We also have RPA and digital signing. So combining all these 3 products together, it gives us a very strong capability to handle dynamic and complex workflows, such as onboarding, claim processing, or know your customer processes. All these processes are dynamic, complex, and our workflow capability is very good in handling and providing an end-to-end solution for this kind of things. In the middle pillar, we also have our invoice automation. So this is a highly specialized product for anyone who wants to tackle their AP solutions very quickly, because this is a highly specialized solution allowing us to actually roll out a solution for you much easier. So which means for you will be able to see the benefit from this solution a lot quicker compared to a generic invoice automation solution. Now, last on the right-hand side is our document automation and security solution. This is actually the less known bit of our product suite, but I think it's worth mentioning because there are two products under it. One is the Printex, which is our managed printing solution, and we also have a Power PDF solution, which is our PDF editor, but with some added functionalities, which I'll mention to you very quickly. Now, starting with Printex, right? A very typical use case is if you are worried about your critical business document being printed somewhere in your office and shared around in a physical form without you knowing, then our managed printing is the right solution for you because you will have control over who printed what document at what time, right? And we also have the Power PDF solution, which does not only allow you to edit the PDF, but also with the latest generative AI addition to it, it actually allows you to interrogate the document. Imagine you can open up an 80-page document, and you can start asking the engine to summarize the document for you. And you can also talk about, asking questions relevant to that document, and the engine will be able to give you the answer in relation to the document you have opened in that window. So that's our PDF, Power PDF solution. It's very different. So make sure you come and have a chat with us, and we will be able to talk to you more about our generative AI addition to our product suite. And how much time do I have? I have 3.5 minutes, which I'm really excited to actually show you a few demos. I may not be able to go through every single thing, but I will go through as much as possible because this is really cool. So over here at Tungsten Automation, our AI capability, we call it Copilot. And we use Copilot to help us in 3 different sections, being extraction, development, and the insights. And the last one is actually the coolest, but I'm not sure if I have time to go through all of that. If I don't, please come to our booth and I will give you a one-on-one demo. I'd really love to have a conversation with you in regards to our AI capability, rather than just me standing here yapping around, right? So let's have a two-way communication. But let's have a look at the Copilot for extraction. So this is actually a very typical document. On the left-hand side of the screen is the settlement statement. And in this case, I would like to extract the file number from this document. Now, in a traditional way, right, we will need to tell the engine, I'm looking for a 5-digit number. So go look for that number anywhere on the page. And once you find that number, look for a keyword called file number around that 5-digit number. If you find the keyword, then that's the right piece of information that I'm looking for. It's all working really well, and actually that is, that technology is introduced by Tungsten Automation to the market like 10 years ago. It's all working really well, but now with the power of AI, things become so much easier. On the right-hand side, right, all I need to do is tell the engine I'm looking for the file number from that document. And the Gen AI engine will be able to understand the document and return me the correct information, which is you can see on the lower right-hand side of the screenshot. So that is the right number I'm looking for. But that's actually the easy case. Now I'm looking at extracting the borrower address. For anyone who worked in the data extraction industry, we can understand the multi-line text is actually very difficult to extract. We don't know how long each line is. We don't know how many lines there are. But now, again, with AI capability, all I need to do is tell the engine I'm looking for borrower address, and boom, that information is extracted for us, right? Taking things a little bit further, now we are looking at ambiguous field. So this one will take a little bit longer to explain, but on the left-hand side, we have 2 sellers' price on the document, as pointed out by the 2 blue arrows. So now if I just tell the engine I'm looking for seller's sale price, the engine will not know which field exactly to return back to me. But it's not a problem, because all I need to do is in the description field, I can specify further instructions. I can tell the engine, give me the contract sale price for the seller, not the one for the borrower. And the engine will be able to take my instruction, go to the document, and find the right piece of information for me. And I can do all that without having to write a single line of code. And this is something I can do in a matter of minutes, right? And if that's not cool enough, we have the derived field. On this document, we have an address, says Chelsea Street, New York. But really what I'm looking for is the country name for this address. So I can say property location country, and the engine will be able to, based on its understanding of where New York is, and give me the country name. And I think that's all the time I have. I have some more demos, which I'm more than happy to show you at our booth. So please come and have a chat. And that's all I have for you for today. Thank you very much, guys.
All right.